Hey guys, how's it going? Nate Great 321 back again, and today I've been anger tagged by Atarix 777. Check his channel out, and I'm gonna link to his actual anger tag video because it's really hilarious, really well done. He puts a lot of work into most of his videos, so very cool. Check it out, really hilarious stuff. Um, Mine probably won't be on par as far as production value or whatever, but that's alright. It's basically anger tag. It's about video games and getting angry. Because a lot of people get really angry when they play games. Sometimes I do, most of the time not. But yeah, let's go ahead with the tag. First question is, how many controllers have you broken out of anger? And everyone seems to answer the same thing, and I haven't broken any to the point where they're no longer usable. I haven't snapped a controller in half or done anything like that. I mean, everyone hears horror stories about that happening, and you assume it happens a lot, but apparently none of us on YouTube have it ever happen. Kind of ironic thing. I was gonna bring a PS3 controller I have that I sort of broke. It still worked, but it was really funky. And this is it. And this looks bad, but that's because I took it apart because it was really dirty when I brought it back here. So, I was like, whatever, I'll clean it. And now I can't get it back together. So it is kind of broken now. So I thought that was kind of ironic. But basically what I did with it was when it was complete, I took it like this and I slammed it down on a table. So the ends here, both of these screw holes right here, the screw is just stuck in a little piece of plastic like that. So I mean, it kind of broke the bottom, and you could pry it open and look in. So that's as much as it was broken. Everything else still worked, but now unless I can get that back together again, it is totally busted. So yeah, I guess one. But I remember doing the same thing to a couple PS2 controllers probably, just banging them or hitting them or something so they crack or whatever, but nothing to the point where they don't ever work again. Um, yeah, mostly PS1, PS2, PS3, nothing before that, but yeah, anyway, so second question is games that piss you off. Um, I can't think of any in particular, so I'm just gonna name like three genres or types of games that piss me off. One would be sports games, and it's more the modern sports games, and it can be anything. It can be football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, I don't care, whatever. Um, but they all have AI issues, at least the ones from EA typically do, where, let's say, for instance, in Madden, halftime you're up, 35-21, something like that. Or probably even more than that, like 35-14 if you're doubling them up or whatever. Um, you could be playing the Kansas City Chiefs the first half, and they suck, by the way, if you're not familiar with NFL. You could be playing them, and then second half they just transform. They turn into the Patriots, and they are just throwing like 30 passes in a row, just bombs, like averaging 15 yards a pass when they couldn't get 15 yards total the first half. So there's a little discrepancy there. So I'd liken it to how Mario Kart a lot of times the person who's in last place somehow seems to catch up a little easier to the people in front of them. I think they call it like rubber band AI. That's what I would liken it to, and a lot of sports games are like that. And that's really cheap because that's nothing like you can control as a gamer. So I find that really, that annoys me so much. Um, in sports games, yeah. Most notably Madden, but gosh, I hate that. So yeah, sports games. Two would be fighting games. Similar issue with the AI. I can think specifically Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and like Ultimate 3, those ones right there. There's the level of difficulty jumps up so much. A couple fighters in, you'll be doing decent first 3, 4 fighters, something like that, and then the fifth or sixth one is just a huge jump in difficulty, and they're predicting your moves before you even do it. I mean, you jump in the air, and you're that high off the ground, and the dude's already in the air doing a little counter move, and then he hits you before you hit the ground. It's like no human on earth ever could have that fast of reflexes, and it sucks. I hate that. Street Fighter, kind of, but I know Mortal Kombat really has an issue with that. Lesser so for Street Fighter, but there's still cheap moments in Street Fighter. And I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you just suck at it," and yeah, I kind of do, but that's not the issue. It's the AI. They piss me off. So, yeah, fighting games. Third would be old school platformers, and I love them. I mean, I'm thinking of games like Mega Man, Journey to Silius, you know, that kind of thing. Um, but they're brutally hard, man. They are just relentless. I mean, just so many enemies, and especially some of the newer Mega Mans, you can tell that they like purposely placed the enemy that pops out of the ground or something like right as you jump over, and it's just like, what can you do about it? You have to like, it's all about repeating the level and just getting used to where this stuff is, and it's just grinding, and it can get frustrating at times. But yeah, I love them, but yeah, it annoys me a lot. So those kind of old school platformers. And the last question is kind of more general things that piss you off about games, not like specific games. And I guess I sort of touched upon them, but I could say bad controls. If you got clunky controls in a game, something like that, it just hampers the whole thing. It just makes it more frustrating than need be. So bad controls, cheap AI, like I said with sports games and fighting games, AI that's just ridiculously hard past like anything any human player could do. It's stupid. Cheap AI, and then a long time between checkpoints. So like most, I'm thinking of the old school platformers, or you know Mega Man or Journey to Silius, both of them. You get like 3 lives or something, and there'll be a checkpoint partway through the level. But if you die that 3rd time, you gotta go all the way back to the beginning. It's just like, because you're gonna die 3 times, you know, because you gotta go through it a gazillion times to figure out, you know, where all the enemies are and stuff. So that pisses me off. And even some newer games have long times between checkpoints, and then like you die, and then you realize you have to go through so much, and then usually I just turn off the game and don't bother playing ever again. But yeah, I think that's the anger tag. Pretty sure that's it. I'm not going to tag anybody just because, I don't know. Seems like a lot of people have. If you really want to respond, go for it. But yeah, let's see. Got some good pickups here for you. Let's see, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, well, 8 games just so far this week since my last video, so I got some cool stuff for you. I'll probably try to make that video, say, Friday or Saturday, something like that. But yeah, like I said, I got videos in mind here. So look out for more, and yeah, Negro321, signing out.